January 27th, 2014. Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, colleagues, like-minded individuals from all around the world. I am Dr. Peter Glidden, your host for the next 2 hours. I'm a licensed naturopathic physician, graduated from Bastyr University of Naturopathic Medicine. Have 25 years of clinical experience in the delivery of science-based, clinically verified medical therapeutics, the intention of which are to support and promote your body's ability to fix itself, which is what you thought your MD did, but they don't. Your medical doctor is not trained in medicine. Nobody is. Your medical doctor only knows what they've been trained in. What they've been trained in is one teeny-weeny piece of the pie of medical science. It's referred to as allopathic reductionism, and your MD is trained not to cure disease. Your MD is trained to manage disease, to manage symptoms with prescription medication. That is the job of your medical doctor. And it's quite startling, actually, when you pull it back and look at it in its full glory. When you look at the worldview of the MD and the pragmatic application vis-a-vis clinical therapeutics of the MD, everything really becomes quite startling and eye-opening. But because the MDs have monopolized the medical theater for as long as they have, going on 100 years now, coming up to 100 years now, people don't think it through. Nobody thinks this through. People think that their MD knows what's best for them, right? And they leave it at that. But your medical doctor doesn't know what's best for you. They only know what they've been trained in, and what they've been trained in is one tiny piece of the pie of medical science, and it's based upon an old-fashioned, outdated, insane understanding of how the human body works. Quite frankly, it delivers unbelievably poor results. I mean, right? While we've let the MDs hold sway, Alzheimer's has risen from obscurity to the sixth leading cause of death. Autism, and 1 out of 20 births now, 1 out of 50 births, depending on whose statistics you believe, used to be 1 out of 10,000. Everybody's got heart disease. Everybody's got arthritis. Everybody's overweight. 1/3 of the American population is obese. 400,000 people a year in the United States, 400,000 people a year die from heart conditions, which are a direct result of exercise. A direct result of exercise. So, what's going on? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. We've taken the wrong dog to the hunt. We've let the MDs tell us what to do, and their point of view is so stilted, so one-sided, so lopsided, so completely out of touch with the reality of the human experience that when we pay attention and actually do what they do, we got to exercise more, friends. Got to exercise more. That's right. That's what my doctor told me to do. That's what Dr. Oz told me to do. Got to get on that treadmill. Got to get out and do my road work. Got to go to the gym. Got to go on the elliptical if my knees are bad. Got to hit the pool. Got to do something right. Well, wrong. More people are killed because they exercise a year than are killed in automobile accidents. More people are killed because they exercise than because of automobile accidents. So why isn't there a congressional inquiry into this? I mean, we had a seatbelt law. We had speeding limits. Everybody listening to this broadcast has gotten a speeding ticket at one point in your life. You know why that is? Because they're trying to cut down on the number of people killed needlessly on the highway by stupid drivers. Well, why aren't we cutting down why don't we close all the gyms in the United States? Oh, Dr. Glidden, what are you talking about? I must have just inherited the bad heart gene. No, you didn't. You took the wrong dog to the hunt. You took the wrong doctor. You hired the wrong type of doctor. Not because it's through no fault of your own. You didn't know there were any other types of doctor, and your MD has told you that every other type of doctor is the back of the bus dangerous quack. And you believed it. So, results are a remarkable thing, and you're welcome to your own opinion, but not your own set of facts. There must be a reason for all of this madness, and the reason is that we've taken the wrong dog to the hunt. We've listened to the MD. The medical system in the United States is a complete and utter total failure, and it's not because of bureaucracy. It's not because of corruption. It's not because of greed. It's not because of some insurance fraud, Ponzi scheme scam. It's not. It's not because of runaway profiteering by the pharmaceutical industry. It's not. The medical industry is collapsing here, and people are getting sicker and sicker, not because they have lack of access to MD-directed medicine, but because MD-directed medicine does not work. It doesn't work. Not for chronic diseases. It does not work for chronic disease. You know, our mantra is, go to the MD for trauma care because that's where they excel. Surgery, when it's absolutely necessary, will save your life, and it's awesome. However, according to Harvard University, over 50% of emergency room medical doctors are addicted to street drugs, alcohol, or prescription meds. So if you're unlucky enough to be transported to the emergency room, by the way, that's $1,000. It's about $1,000 for the ambulance ride, and it's $1,000 when you walk through the door of the emergency room, no matter what. Oh, yeah, that's $2,000 you're out just for waking up that morning. But if you're unlucky enough to be transported to the ER, have your doctor drug checked. Because chances are that your emergency room medical doctor is on some type of smack crack crap. Now, you don't want a drug-addled MD leaning over you with a scalpel in the middle of the night, do you? Well, all things being equal, there would be mandatory drug tests for MDs. There would be mandatory drug tests for MDs. I mean, we have mandatory drug tests for people on parole. Is that right? Is that right? I'm not sure if that's right. It's probably right in some states, depending on what your offense is. Well, why don't we do this to the MDs? Oh, we couldn't do that. The MDs are such good and loyal saviors of humanity, and we just give them a pass. Well, we've given them a pass for 100 years, and look where that's gotten us. Now, there's something in the world called inertia. Inertia, right? Remember from high school physics, the tendency of an object at rest to remain at rest, and the tendency of an object in motion to remain in motion, right? Well, inertia also affects the psychological realm. There's lots and lots and lots of mental inertia, psychological inertia, intellectual inertia. And intellectual inertia plagues doctoral degree granting programs all around the world. Intellectual inertia plagues doctoral degree granting programs all around the world. Now, you put yourself in an MD's shoes. Put yourself in a research PhD psychologist's shoes or psychiatrist's shoes, right? You've just spent 12 years of your life, upwards of $200,000 of money, probably more, when you take into consideration the cost of living expenses and everything. But just for your education, it's about $200,000, probably more, depending on which graduate school which undergrad school you went to, and whether you got a scholarship or not. So you're looking at $200,000 of an investment, 12 years of your life, where you have been indoctrinated in a particular methodology. And all the people that you work with have been indoctrinated into the same methodology. People from all around the world who have the same degree have been indoctrinated in the same methodology. It's the same methodology. Everybody's been taught to look at life through a particular filter. And they believe that the filter that they're looking at life through is called the truth. But it's not. It's just one particular point of view. So you spent $200,000 plus 12 years of your life, and now someone like me comes along and says, wait a minute, heartburn isn't caused by stomach acid, it's caused by not enough calcium in the stomach, which leads to a buildup of gastrin in the stomach, which leads to weak stomach acid, which leads to a buildup of gastrin in the stomach, which opens the upper sphincter of the esophagus, and what little tiny acidic stuff there is in the stomach squirts up into the throat, and that's what causes it. Your MD thinks heartburn is caused by your stomach. You have heartburn because you have a stomach. You have heartburn because you have stomach acid, and the body's not a perfect thing. Someone like me comes along and says, look, the major cause of high blood pressure is not a bad gene. It's a deficiency in calcium, because the muscles inside the artery, which constrict and relax in order to help the artery pump blood, constrict and relax in the presence of calcium and magnesium. And if you don't have enough of either, the muscle will constrict, but it won't relax. It's like a little spasm in the artery. And that's what jacks up your blood pressure. The MD says, no, that can't be true. I wasn't taught any of that in medical school. Therefore, I know that your blood pressure is caused by a hydrochlorothiazide deficiency. That's what you've got. My point is, even when they are presented with evidence, direct evidence, blood work before, blood work after, physical exam before, physical exam after, CT scan before, CT scan after, applied medical nutrition. Even when they have results staring them right in the face, they disregard them because they are filled with intellectual inertia, and they're not going to give up 12 years of their life and their indoctrination to come over into the light, to adopt an alternative point of view to what they were taught. They're just not going to do it. Which makes your medical doctor the most dangerous person in the world, because they are filled with intellectual inertia. They're unwilling to look at their mistakes. Their mistakes, this remarkable rise in autism can't be the doctor's fault. This remarkable rise in Alzheimer's can't be the doctor's fault. The persistence of high blood pressure and heart disease and arthritis and obesity can't be the doctor's fault. It's got to be the patient's fault. And on we go into the wonderful world of disaster brought to you by closed-minded, intractable, reductionistically trained MDs. For goodness sake, ladies and gentlemen, if it looks like a duck and flies like a duck and quacks like a duck, son of a gun, it's probably a duck. Look for results, which you get little or none of from the MD profession. I mean, like Dr. Phil says, how's that going for you? You happy with your way of life? Well, God bless you. If you're not happy with the state of affairs of your body, call us up. That's what we do here in Longevity Nation. Bring sanity to the conversation of medicine. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, 866-582-9933. Give me a call. We're going to talk to Joyce in North Carolina when we come back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 866-582-9933. 866-582-9933. Give me a shout. Let's talk. Let's go to North Carolina and see what's up with Joyce. Hey, Joyce. Thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Thanks, Dr. Glidden. Dr. Glidden, I spoke with you about 3 weeks ago. I said that I haven't been able to fall asleep on my own for 4 years, and I have a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
And I told you that a friend of mine gave me some OsteoFX back in the beginning of December. I felt a tremendous calming to my system. I was actually thinking of maybe scaling back some of my Xanax. I take Remeron and I take Xanax. But I wanted to do the whole program. So I followed, your protocol, which was Healthy Start Pack 2, OsteoFX, 3 ounces a day, 2 ounces before going to bed, 1 in the morning, the EFAs, and 9 seleniums a day. Well, I started noticing about day 5 that my eyelids were really tired and my sleep was messing up more. And so I started, getting more anxious. So I cut back on my, on the Tangy Tangerine to 1 scoop a day, same thing, half a scoop a day. I'm kind of at the same place. It's given me way too much energy, and it's kind of working against me. It's been like 3 or so weeks now. So
okay.
How do we fine-tune this?
Well, all right. So your experience still is that it's nighttime and you just don't want to fall asleep, right?
Yeah, even worse.
It got better initially, but then now it's back to...
It got better just when I was just taking the OsteoFX. It got better.
Yeah, it's because of
I
the
think it's the Tangy Tangerine.
Well, yeah, that's... Are you on a thyroid medication?
No.
Okay.
And I don't have thyroid problems. I have had that checked.
All right, good. How long have you been taking the Xanax?
For about 4 years.
Yeah, and what milligram dosage is that?
I take, I was taking 0.75, and I went up to 0.1.
Yeah, okay. So I believe that what you're experiencing here is, what's the best way to describe it?
Like a detox?
No. It's not a detox. It's the opposite. The benzodiazepines are, well, Xanax is a benzodiazepine.
Yeah.
Benzodiazepine is an extremely funky, addictive drug. It's an extremely addictive substance, and it really messes with your biochemistry. So, and remember, drugs work in the body by upregulating or downregulating or tweaking the inherent biochemical pathways that are inside your body, all of which are made from vitamins and minerals and essential nutrients. So when anybody is taking any prescription medication, and it doesn't matter what it is, I don't care if it's an antibiotic or an antipsychotic, when you're taking a prescription medication for more than 4 weeks, it burns through your nutrient reserves. It just burns through it because that's how the drugs work. Drugs work by upregulating biochemistry in the body, and your biochemistry is made from nutrients. So the longer that you're on a drug, the greater your nutrient deficiencies become. And then when all of a sudden you fill your body's nutritional tank up with the right stuff, the drugs start working better and more efficiently. So the first thing that I would do is I would look to see what the side effects of Xanax are, and I would look to see if any of the stuff that you're experiencing lately is a known side effect of Xanax, because I'm going to bet you that's what's going on here. I'm going to bet you that the Beyond Tangy Tangerine is making the Xanax more pronounced, have a more pronounced effect in your body. And
well,
I think
I'm not having any different side effect. It's just my anxiety level has increased.
Yeah, I know, and you need to look to see, I get that.
What side effect?
You need to look to see if that's a known side effect of Xanax or any of the other prescription meds that you're taking, if you are taking
okay,
them.
that it would increase your anxiety?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay,
that's right.
then what?
Well, so first thing first, do that. Now, if it's unrelated to that, then stop the Beyond Tangy Tangerine completely. Continue to take the other stuff and see what happens. Because there are a number of possibilities here. One possibility is that you're experiencing an allergic reaction to some of the fruits and vegetables that are in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. And depending on your kind of personality type and body type, if you have a low-grade food allergic reaction, that can make your heart race and make you feel a little anxious. Stick around, Joyce. This is interesting. We're up against the hard break. I'll finish it up when we come back. Sing it with me. Come on. I know you want to. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Monday, January 27th, 2014. We're talking to Joyce, who's struggling with an insomnia issue. All right, Joyce. So, is there I've got a couple of curious questions here for you. Are you experiencing any temperature changes since you've been in insomniac? Do you feel hotter than normal, colder than normal, freezing hands or feet, or any noticeable temperature changes anywhere?
No.
Okay. So, we're going to have to do this in a stepwise fashion, right? So, number one, look up the side effects, the known side effects of the medications that you're taking, number one. Number two, and see if anything that you're experiencing of late since the Beyond Tangy is indicative of that or in keeping with that. Number two, stop the Beyond Tangy Tangerine for 5 days in a row. Keep taking everything else, but stop the Beyond Tangy Tangerine for 5 days in a row and see what happens to the sleep-waking cycle. The benzodiazepine here, the Xanax, is a real wild card in your system. And eventually, one way or the other, you're going to have to come off of that drug. And there's only one way that I know of to be able to do that. You have to find a licensed physician who's withdrawn people from Xanax. And the way that you do it is there's a formula that we use to calculate how much Valium you need based on how much Xanax you're taking and how long you've been taking it. So you stop the Xanax and you switch over to the appropriate dose of Valium. You load your body up on Valium for a certain number of weeks, and then you slowly start to withdraw from the Valium. That's how you do it. That's how you have to do it. There's only a handful of physicians in the world that know how to do that.
How do you find them?
Well, I can do some field work for you. You live in North Carolina?
Yes.
All right. I'll see. What city?
Statesville.
Statesville. What's the biggest city that you're near?
Probably Winston-Salem or Charlotte.
All right.
I'm right in the middle.
All right. I'll see if I can find somebody. It's a tricky little dance. And, again, thank God for Novocaine, right? And thank God for penicillin. And it's not the drug, it's how it's used. We're not against drugs, but I'm telling you that this particular drug, Xanax, is a real wild card into the system here. And I think it's causing more harm than good. It's muddying up the waters, and I'm not really sure. But, could be a lot of things going on here. One of the signs and symptoms of a food allergy, and women who are thin and blonde and blue-eyed. Are you thin, blonde, and blue-eyed?
Nope.
Okay. Oh, all right. So you're a woman, though.
Yes.
Women, generally speaking, especially if you're of fair complexion, Germanic descent, tend to be more sensitive to food allergies than other people. They tend to be more sensitive and have more extreme reactions to inappropriate foods. One reaction to a food that you're allergic to is your heart rate goes up, and if you're very sensitive to it, it can increase. It may also make you anxious. So one thing that might be a little interesting experiment, if you want to ride this horse just once more around the corral, prepare the Beyond Tangy Tangerine in the appropriate dose. Sit down at a table and be prepared to be sitting at the table for sitting on a couch or somewhere or doing something, sit in bed, I don't care, for 30 minutes. I don't want you moving for 30 minutes. You take your pulse at the beginning before you drink the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Take your pulse, see how many beats per minute. Then you drink the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. And 10 minutes after your first sip of Beyond Tangy Tangerine, 10 minutes after your first sip of Beyond Tangy Tangerine, start taking your pulse, and take your pulse every couple of minutes until you're done drinking the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Don't move, don't get up, don't go to the bathroom, don't do anything.
And take 30 minutes to drink it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if the beats per minute have increased by 10 or more, then you're allergic to something that's in there. And this is not a typical allergy, by the way. There's many different classifications of an allergic reaction. This is not, like the kid that eats the peanut and his throat swells up and you have to give him an EpiPen, or this is not like an allergic reaction to a bee sting or something like that. This is called a delayed hypersensitivity food allergy, and it comes with an entirely unique set of symptoms, one of which is an accelerated heart rate. Now, there's 117 fruits and vegetables in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. We can only have an allergic reaction to a protein, and so it's entirely possible that you're reacting to one or more of the proteins that are in that. Now, if that's the case, if your heart rate goes up when you do this little experiment, then you have to stop the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. The next best thing to do in the longevity family of nutritional supplements is a supplement called Ultimate Daily Capsules. Ultimate Daily Capsules. Get 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules and 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals. 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules and 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals is a reasonable facsimile for what you get in the Beyond Tangy, but no allergic stuff. So we got to beat around the bush here, do a little homework, and do a little trial and error. Now, also, are you familiar with a type of medicine called homeopathy?
I am. Yeah, I do take it. And that was another thing. I'm because I feel like it's wearing me down, I guess because I'm not getting sleep, I'm having cold sores. And I think it's because I'm just so worn down. So aconite. I take aconite, and that helps clear my cold sores.
That's it. That's interesting. Is the cold sores on your lip?
No, it's on my hip.
On your hip, left or right?
Left.
Are you afraid of snakes?
Snakes?
Yeah, snakes. How do you feel about snakes as an animal?
Yeah, I don't
them?
like snakes. No, I don't love them. I've never really encountered one, but I would think I would be afraid.
Okay. And when you're in public, hanging out with your friends, do you tend to be a very talkative person or kind of like more of a wallflower person?
Very talkative.
Very talkative. Okay. And generally speaking, do physical ailments that show up in your body have a tendency to show up on the right side of your body or the left side of your body, or is that a peculiar question?
On both sides.
Okay.
Not one or the other.
And compared to your friends, people that you hang out with who are more or less your same age, are you the same temperature as everybody else? Are you a little hotter than everybody else? Or are you a little chillier than everybody else? And I don't mean emotionally, I mean physically.
No, I don't think so. And, I think I want to change my mind on the last question. I think more on the right side I have ailments.
Is that right?
Yeah, right side.
Well, what you might want to experiment with is a few doses of a homeopathic medicine called Lachesis mutus.
Yes, I have some.
All right. You've taken that before for sleep?
No. Is that supposed to be for, slowing down blood flow?
No. Well, it depends on... the short answer is no.
Okay. What was the second name? Lachesis?
Mutus. M like Mary, U. T like Thomas, U. S like Sam. Lachesis mutus.
Okay, I'll have to look at the second word. Okay.
Yeah. Now, also, there's kind of like a standard go-to insomnia medicine in homeopathy. It's coffea. It's coffee. It's homeopathic coffee.
Yeah, I've tried coffea. I've tried coffea and chamomilla or whatever that one was. I have a kit at home.
Yeah.
All right, everything in my kit.
All right, so try the Lachesis mutus. Do 2 pellets 3 times a day for 3 days and orally and see if you get a hit from it. But we have to dial this food allergy thing in and slash overactive benzodiazepine reaction, right? So
okay.
What do you think
about for the food allergy? I was thinking of taking it to I have a really good doctor, is a chiropractor, does all kinds of things, checking it with the applied kinesiology for my system.
Well, I'm a fan of applied kinesiology, but applied kinesiology is it's not a perfect science, and it depends entirely on the energy level and the mood and the concentration ability and how dialed in the kinesiologist is on that particular day. Kinesiology can give incorrect answers, incorrect results if the practitioner is not 100% present to the program, and so it's a little bit of a wild card. So it's kind of irrelevant in the context of this conversation, right? Because it's either the Beyond Tangy or not. And you're going to know either through a process of elimination by stopping it or by doing the little pulse test, and then we're kind of off to the races.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
All right, Joyce, I got to move along here. I appreciate your patience. I appreciate your trust. Give me a call back shortly with an update, and best of luck. From the Carolinas to chilly, Michigan, to talk to David. Hey, David, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hey, Doc, it's Dave the Thumb. How's it going?
Very, very, very good, man. Is it cold enough for you yet, or what?
Oh, boy, is it ever. I just got back from getting the mail. I got about a 300-foot driveway, and I was out most of the morning plowing the snow in the driveway, and, it's brutal out there.
Dave, I got one word for you. Tahiti.
Well, you know what? If this longevity business kicks off, maybe that might end up happening.
Well, funnier things have happened. That's where what's his name ended up. He's the neuro-linguistic programming guru. I'll think of his name in a minute. He's a big guy. I'll think of his name in a minute, but he's got a place in Tahiti from which he gives seminars all around the world. He's an awesome guy, quite frankly. But I digress. What's on your mind today?
Well, I'll tell you what. I got some people in my life that have hearing loss. You remember Bullseye from last week? He was in the military 16 years, and he spent a lot of time in artillery. He's got a lot of hearing loss, tinnitus. He said it was gone for a while, but it seems to be back now, and his dad is 83. He's got hearing loss. My mother-in-law is 90. She's got hearing loss. Is there anything we can do to support and promote the healthy, function of the eardrums or the hearing?
Well, God only knows. God only knows. I mean, there is a point of no return, and if there's been trauma, from like loud artillery reports over the course of time, and I don't know, but I got to tell you, man, before I met Dr. Wallach and started doing longevity, I used to think I knew where the point of no return was, but if I had to guess now whether the body could fix it or not, I'd put my money on the body being able to fix it. You wouldn't believe the things I've seen, man. You wouldn't believe it.
I wouldn't believe it.
So I don't know. So what you want to do, the body needs nutrition anyway. The person needs to stop eating the 10 bad foods anyway. And so what we do extracurricularly here would be glucogel, plant minerals, and a little extra calcium every month. And in the archives of my subscription, my online subscription service, I did a webinar months ago, called tinnitus, or ringing in the ears. And ostensibly, it's the same mechanism that causes hearing loss, that causes ringing in the ears. It's just a different part of the acoustic nerve. So if you want to try to get a heads up on the pathophysiology, ostensibly, potentially, that drives this, check out the webinar that I did. But notwithstanding that, glucogel, plant minerals, and a little extra calcium on top of the Mighty 90, and keep your fingers crossed. Thanks for the call, man. We're up against the break.
You're a man, Doc.
Yes, I am. Stick around, folks. We're coming back to Connecticut. 855-347-3696. That's the podcast number to call if you're listening to the podcast when we are not live and would like information. 855-347-3696. And if you are completely enrolled in the electronic generation, just go visit us online, fireyourmdnow.com. Let's go to Connecticut and talk to Karen about diabetes and a whole lot more. Thanks for the phone call, Karen. You are live.
Hello?
Hello, Karen. Come on in.
Yeah, how you doing? Good?
I'm good. How can I help?
Yeah, I'm calling concern my diabetes, my blood pressure, my cholesterol.
Okay. Is it type 1 or type 2 diabetes?
Type 1.
Type 1. You've had that for how long?
2 years now.
Yeah. And how much insulin are you taking?
I'm not taking insulin. I'm taking tablet right now.
It must be type 2 diabetes then. All right. So, how'd you hear about the radio show, Karen?
My friend.
Okay. So I'm going to give you some advice about some nutritional supplements that you can experiment with to see if they help you feel better and if they help to lower your blood sugar numbers and to help lower your blood pressure numbers. Get in touch with your friend, and they can get you the supplements at the wholesale price. Now, it's important when you start the health recovery program with medical nutrition that you continue to measure your blood sugars like the doctors told you to do, and also measure your blood pressure every day. Because if this program starts to work, once this program starts to work, your blood sugar numbers are going to come down, and your blood pressure numbers are going to come down, and you're going to have to adjust your medications appropriately. And you adjust your medications with the guidance of a medical professional. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, great. What's your current body weight?
Between 220 230.
Okay, how tall are you?
5'6".
All right, so I would like you, please, to get 2 healthy blood sugar packs. 2 healthy blood sugar packs and 4 bottles of Ultimate Selenium. 2 healthy blood sugar packs and 4 bottles of selenium a month for 3 months, plus eliminate the 10 bad foods, and your friend will also give you that list. So you have to stop eating 10 foods that we've recognized as really, really, really bad for the human body. And then fill your body's nutritional tank up with the raw materials, essential nutrients that it needs to optimize its structure and function, and then measure your blood sugars and measure your blood pressure and see what happens. You should see something noticeable and measurable here, certainly within 90 days, certainly within 3 months. So just march ahead with the program. see how you feel. And also, one last thing. While you're waiting for your blood sugar numbers to change and your blood pressure numbers to change, look to see how this program affects everything else in your body, right? Your mood, your energy, your sleep, your appetite, and everything. Because this is a holistic, comprehensive nutrition approach, and we expect it to generate results across the board, not just with blood sugar or blood pressure numbers. But it sounds to me like you're a smart person and you can dial this in. So get in touch with the person that told you about this show, and they'll tell you how to get the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack and the Ultimate Selenium at the wholesale price. They'll also tell you about the 10 bad foods. And then once you get on the other side of this, give us a call back with a report, and I will look forward to it. Thanks so much for the call. Ladies and gentlemen, hour 2 is coming up. Today is January 27th, 2014, and I am Dr. Peter Glidden, your host. We had 59 people in a worldwide live chat this morning, 59 souls from all over the world. We had people from Morocco and Tunisia and London and all over the U.S. and all over Canada, and Cyprus was in the house tonight or this morning. It's a lot of fun. You don't know what you're missing. Become an insider. Become a Dr. Glidden insider and gain for yourself access to 5 hours of live chat health webinars every week, as well as hundreds of archived hours of health webinars. Educate yourself. Healing is easy. Let us show you the way back to the wonderful world of optimized health. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Stick around. Hour 2 coming up.